Howdy banger fans, Blayne Smith welcoming you to another Overkill Reviews. It is May 27th, so of course there is a big album coming out today, but unfortunately it's called Cancer Culture, and that's one of the dumbest album names I've ever heard, and it sucks. So I'm going to talk about some Norwegian punk music instead. So yeah, today instead we're talking about Black Void. The new album called Antithesis is out today, May 27th on Nuclear Blast. Let's talk about the band. So, bio, what do we got here? Well, this is a brand new project thing, experiment, I don't know. Basically what happened is in Norway in 2019, Lars R. Nederland, who you might know of Borknagar and Salafald, made a project called White Void, which was him having some fun making, I don't know if I had to describe it, heavy metal, proggy Interpol, and it went well and people seem to like it and respond to it. So instead of making another White Void record, he needed an aggressive record to balance it out, but not a Borknagar record, a new project called Black Void. It's like blackened Nordic punk, and he brought along the same drummer from White Void, which is Tobias Oimo Solback. I don't know, there's a slash through the O, what the hell does that mean? And he also brought Borknagar guitarist Jostein Thomason. So hey, this is certainly weird, but is it weird cool, weird bad? I don't know, let's find out. So let's start with the last track, because why the hell not? I'll do the review however the hell I want to. So the last track is called Dadaist Disgust. It's what we played off the hop. It's one of the singles, and it's a bigger track because it features Sakis Tolis of Rotting Christ on vocals, and everything on it works really well together. Saki's harsh vocals pair really well with Lars's clean vocals. It's the heaviest offering on the album, which is probably why I'm talking about it first, and probably why I like it the best, because I don't know, we're all here for heavy music in the end. And yeah, the drumming's got a really great punch to it. It's a really aggressive song. It's a strong way to close out an album. The guitars have that great Nordic punk swagger that the Swedes and the Norwegians and everybody up there do so well. Yeah, so good way to close an album. Strong closer. Leaves things positive in my head. My second favorite track comes about halfway through the album at number 4, so we've got some good spacing of decent quality. Tenebrism of Life is, again, similar to the last track. We've got really powerful drumming coming in for like a more punk project, and the Norwegian punk guitar action is always going to sound pleasing when they hit it right. Then they go from that, they transition into into like a kind of more Sisters of Mercy section, which, I don't know, let's just have a listen. It's pretty cool. That's a great use of the band's talent and vibe, kind of a good mixture, bringing what they should be bringing. And surprisingly, I find myself really liking Lars's clean vocals, maybe because this label doesn't have the metal word on it. I don't get my back up when someone starts singing at me, and it's still not overused. Definitely his harsher kind of blackened punk Norwegian Lemmy vibed vocals are the dominating thing on the album. They never get overused, so good balance. What does get overused is basically everything on the album. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that a guy who spent most of his adult life in Borknagar wouldn't realize that you gotta trim things a little bit. If you're making a blackened punk record, 7 of the 9 songs can't be well north of 4 minutes. I love this stuff, but what the hell is going on here? Have a listen to what they're doing with our time. Rejected, just to be rejected. The answer, not a whole lot, apparently. And the amount of times, and I'm not joking, that I would look up from my computer screen to double check that the MP3 wasn't like stuck in a groove, was the amount of times I did that was disconcerting, especially when you consider even doing that once is disconcerting because you shouldn't be making sure MP3s aren't stuck. Ultimately, I think what this album needs is either more white void or less white void. If you want to make another kind of album where you're kind of exploring things, you're having some flair, toss in some weird stuff, get a little strange on the album, spend some time doing stuff. Or if you're trying to make something the opposite of white void, vacuum pack this whole thing and have no song go over 2.5 minutes, because there's 2.5 great minutes of music in all these songs. But then after the 2.5 minute mark, that chorus comes back again and they're repeating the same words like 6 times in a row, and you're like, wait, I got places to be, man. Yeah, the real shame is here that I don't particularly dislike anything specific that happens on this record. I just dislike how many times all of it happens. Leave that extra chorus on the cutting room floor. Don't say the same words so many times in a row. Unfortunately, for these past couple of years, black and punk stuff has become a crowded genre. Gothic rock, this whole vibe. I mean, you're competing with like Bewitcher and Unto Others here with some of the stuff on this record, and it's gonna be tough to compete with bands like that. It's a shame because, like I said, everything on the record works the first or second time it's done, and I don't know, man, let me order seconds. Don't be bringing me a double helping of everything I order on the menu. I'm gonna barf by the end of the meal. And that's why I'm unfortunately giving this record 2.5 out of 5 skulls with all-you-can-eat breadsticks. Well, hey, it was still better than a death metal record about Twitter. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. I can't believe how pissed I am about that. But, of course, we come to shoutouts. I've got a nice beefy shoutouts chunk for you because, you know, it's a bit of a rough week for major releases. In the underground world, we got some great stuff coming out. If you're wanting to dick around and get weird in the black metal world, we've got some dark jazz in Katharos XIII's Chthonian Transmissions on Loud Rage Music. If you just want some more traditional black metal that is also experimental and weird and not traditional black metal at all, we've got Doldrum releasing The Knocking, or the story of the sound that precedes their disappearance, on Katafalque Records. If you want some fun black and fast metal, Sacrificers, La Diamant de Lucifer, which was the t-shirt I was wearing in last week's review, where you're all asking, hey, what's that shirt he's wearing in the Malevolence review? And then we've got Sadistic Drive, Perpetual Torture. It's an independent release. It's some like Cannibal Corpse worship death metal with such a silly cover that I absolutely love looking at. And just a reminder, we have our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BangerTV. We've got Lockhorns back. We've got Overkill Reviews live. We do this live where we listen to an album together and review it. I do the Metal Monthly Show. We got a bunch of fun stuff on over there, so I hope you'll come out and subscribe, get in the chat with us, and have a fun time. It's been going great. That's been this for the week. What do you think? Was there anything that got you excited this week? It was a bit of a weird week for the bigger releases. I don't know. How did you feel about that dumb record? And did you listen to this? Did you hear White Void? Talk to me in the chat. I'll get down there with you. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Peace out.